Hello everyone and welcome back to another Python video. In this video we're going to be going over args, or that also stands for arguments in Python. So args is a parameter that will pack all arguments into a tuple or tuple, useful so that a function can accept a varying amount of arguments. So when you don't use args, you have a specified amount of arguments that you can add to the function or use in the function. But when you do use args, as you can tell, it can accept a varying amount of arguments. So let me give you a few examples to help you understand this better. So first we have a function. Let me give an example with a function. Sorry about that. So in this function we aren't using args, so we can only use two arguments. So this is what a normal function would be without using args. So we define a function and call it add, and then within the add function we have two parameters, number 1 and number 2. And in this function we want the sum variable to equal to number 1 plus number 2, and then we want to return the sum. And so to call this, we print add and then say 1 and 2, and then you run it and you get 3. But then if you add 3, you get a problem. As you can see, add takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. So I gave 1 too many arguments. So this is the only way this could work. If you use 2 digits only, like I could use like this much, whatever, it doesn't matter, as long as it's only 2 values, 1 value, 2 values. So this can like be also like another number, whatever. It works only if you use 2 values, but if you use 3, you get an error. So this is without using args. So we have another example over here. This is a function in which we will use args, and we will be able to use as many arguments as we want. So to do that, we need to define another function. So define add, and then we use an asterisk, and then args. Sum equals to 0, and then for I in args, sum plus equals 1. Oh, sorry, plus equals I. And then we want to return the sum. So let me turn this into a comment first, and then I'll explain this. So for the parameter, we have args, which, like I said, it takes a varying amount of arguments. It doesn't matter how many. And then sum equals to 0, because that's how you want it to start out with. And then for I in arguments, we want the sum to increase by I. So for each value in the arguments that we passed in, we want the sum to increase by that amount. So for example, the sum is equal to 0. If we add in a 5 in the arguments, then I will be 5. So the sum will be at, like 5 will be added to the sum, and then we return the sum. But if there are more, then it'll be 5 plus whatever plus whatever plus whatever plus whatever, up till the end, up till like we have no more values to add, and then it'll return the sum. So I added that I made that as a comment. So let's run this. Wait, I made a fatal mistake and I forgot to call the function. So print add, and then we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we add all those together and we get 21. As you can see, 6 plus, let's do that together. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, and then 15 plus 6 is 21. And as you can tell, you can add as many numbers as you want. It will still run, and it will calculate everything perfectly. Okay, so one last thing. Tuples or tuples are ordered and unchangeable. So if you want to change it, you'll have to cast it into a list or a changeable type of collection. And I'll show you with an example, but first let me clarify something. As we said, it packs all arguments into a tuple. Okay, so it's a tuple, and tuples are ordered and unchangeable. So if we want to change it later, we can't. So that's why we have to turn it into a list if we want to change it later. So let's start at 69 because that's nice. So define add as usual, and then we add args. Sorry. Okay. And then sum is equal to 0, of course. And then args equals to list args. That's how you turn it into a list instead of a tuple. And then args of index. Wait, sorry. I don't know what I just did. Oops. Yeah, so args of. Yeah, there we go. Args of index 0 equals to 0. And then for I in args, we want the sum to increase by I, and then finally we want to return the sum, and we run it. Oh, oops, again, same mistake. We want to print add 1 2 3 4 5 6, and as you can see it says 20. It's different. Why is it different? So it's different because this code, this specific code right here, it accepts all of this except this. So this is equal to 0 because at index 0 it equals to 0, but then everything here gets added, and I'll prove that to you with another example. So if we change this to 1 and we change this to 6, it'll be 15 because 2 plus 3 is 5, and then plus 5, that's 10, and then plus 4 and 5, that's 15. So the 6 is not included. And that's basically it for this video today. If you learned something new or enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Python and computer science content.